Sarai, Abram's wife, had been waiting for years. Ever since God promised Abram descendants as numerous as the stars, she had been holding on to hope. But time passed, days turned into months, months into years, and still, no child. Every glance at her empty arms, every moment she saw other women carrying children was another reminder of her disappointment. She was tired of waiting. Maybe she thought she had misunderstood God's promise. Maybe she thought God needed a little help. So Sarai came up with a plan. She said to Abram, "The Lord has kept me from having children. Go, sleep with my servant, perhaps I can build a family through her." Abram, instead of reminding Sarai of God's faithfulness, agreed. And so Hagar, Sarai's Egyptian servant, became Abram's wife and soon conceived. At first it seemed like the plan had worked. Finally there would be a child, but what began as a solution quickly turned into conflict. As soon as Hagar knew she was pregnant, her attitude towards Sarai changed. She looked down on her mistress, and Sarai's heart burned with jealousy and bitterness. Instead of bringing peace, Sarai's plan tore her home apart. She turned to Abram in frustration, saying, "You are responsible for the wrong I am suffering." And Abram, unwilling to take responsibility, told her, "Your servant is in your hands. Do with her whatever you think best." Sarai mistreated Hagar so severely that Hagar fled. Alone, pregnant and wandering in the wilderness, Hagar must have felt invisible, unwanted by her mistress, overlooked by Abram, and far from home. But it was there, in her brokenness, that something amazing happened. The angel of the Lord found her near a spring in the desert, and he spoke to her, not with judgment but with compassion. He told her to return to Sarai, but he also gave her a promise. "You are now pregnant, and you will give birth to a son. You shall name him Ishmael, for the Lord has heard of your misery." And in that moment, Hagar experienced something profound. She realized she was not forgotten. God had seen her pain. God had heard her cries. She gave him a new name, El Roi, the God who sees me. She said, "I have now seen the one who sees me." This is one of the most powerful truths in Scripture. Hagar was not a queen, not a prophet, not even the chosen one of the covenant. But God still saw her. He cared about her suffering, her loneliness, and her future. Hagar returned, and in time she gave birth to Ishmael. Abram was 86 years old when Ishmael was born. And though Ishmael was not the child of the promise, God would still bless him and make him the father of a great nation. Genesis 16 is both a warning and a comfort. It warns us of what happens when we try to take control of God's promises instead of waiting for his timing. Sarai and Abram thought they could fix things on their own, but their plan only brought pain. How many times do we do the same, trying to force God's hand only to create more problems? But this chapter is also a comfort, because it shows us that even in the middle of human failure, God's mercy shines through. He didn't abandon Hagar. He didn't ignore her suffering. He revealed himself as El Roi, the God who sees, and he sees you too. In your waiting, in your struggles, in your mistakes, God has not turned away. His timing is perfect, his promises are sure, and his love reaches even into the wilderness. So what about you? Are you waiting on God for something? Have you ever tried to take matters into your own hands only to make things worse? Genesis 16 reminds us that our impatience can create chaos, but God's grace meets us even there. Trust his timing, trust his promise, and never forget, he is El Roi, the God who sees you. If this story spoke to your heart, be sure to like this video and subscribe for more Jesus Everyday content as we continue through the book of Genesis and uncover timeless lessons of faith.